this table where we laughed and talked all day. So long ago, love was offered. The joy of being together made you want to stay. Take me back.
Well, hey y'all, welcome back to Life with Nana. I'm Nana and I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're going to be in the kitchen, and we've already been in the kitchen this morning, and we have a few things piled everywhere. Let me get myself set up a little bit. Now, if you saw the last video, you saw where I was making jalapeno poppers. This is actually the same day, and I'm going to make a meatloaf. And I had a little bit of the filling, about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of that in there. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave that in there. Now, the first thing I need to do is to get this onion chopped up. And I think my big knife is in the... Let me see if my big knife is in here. And we're going to have this with a simple salad because it's hot out. And if Papa wants something else, we'll just open a can of beans or something like that to go with it. I probably will cook me some jalapeno poppers. He may want a few. He don't typically like those the way I do. But I'm going to put... now, there's so many ways you can make meatloaf. 2 pounds of beef and 1 pound of pork. The pork is from a local farmer. We bought that at the farmer's market. And we've really been enjoying getting a lot of our stuff from down there. The stuff we don't grow. Our garden is just about to the end. The only thing left out there now is okra and peppers, and there might be a cucumber here and there. But I have made so many pickles, and we have eaten so many cucumbers. We're over them. We're over them. And this is, let me show you this. This is a jar of tomato powder that I freeze dried last year. And I'm going to put a little bit of that in our meatloaf because Papa urged me to do that. And I think that would be just delicious. 2 pounds of ground beef going in the mixer. And then I have the ground pork from our local farmer. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this on low and let that get kind of mixed up a little bit. Okay, so that's mixed up pretty well. Let's get my bench scraper over here. We're going to put our onions in. Now, our granddaughter started back to school today, so she won't be here with us for this meal. And she doesn't really like chunks of onions, but me and Papa do. So. This is granulated garlic. I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in. And this was sealed with our little handy sealer that I showed you in the last video. So I'm going to put in 2 heaping tablespoons of tomato powder. And anytime you have something that is freeze-dried, you want to get it resealed as quickly as possible. You'll hear this bogged down. You'll hear it in a minute. The sound will change and you will be able to hear it. There you go, see there? That shows me that that's sealed again. I'm going to put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. Alright, we're going to add an egg. Isn't that a beautiful egg? That came from the farmer's market from a lovely couple who have chickens. And I think I'm going to get one more. The other one was brown and this one is kind of green. I love that. Alright. This is a handy little gadget. If you haven't seen one of these, it's called This is an antique one, but you can buy these from 4 Jars Company. That's where I get my lids from. And they are remaking these. These are called Pry Lid. I'm not sure that's what they call them, but that's what they were called back in the day. And I ordered this one off of eBay. I love it, and I keep it with right over here with the original Pry Lid little plaque that it came on. Now I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. These are some breadcrumbs we made in the last video. These have some cheese in them. They have some herbs in there. They're going to be really good, I think. We're going to use those all up. And I put about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese in there. That looks good. All right, let's put about a teaspoon of salt in here. And about a teaspoon of black crushed pepper. If you hear Papa in the background, he's doing a little cleaning while I'm doing this. I think I'm going to add a little parsley to this. Probably about another tablespoon. We're going to turn the mixer back on and let it mix up. All right, I need to check on bacon. That's still cooking nicely. So I have my loaf pan here, and I have it well sprayed. Now, that looks really good.
Check the bacon.
Hmm?
Did you check the bacon?
Yes, I just checked it. Papa's helping me to remember to check the bacon. I'm notorious for putting something in the oven and then forgetting it. All right. So this looks fantastic, and we're just going to start putting this into our loaf pan. We're going to pack it down in there really well. And it's not going to hurt this to sit until the bacon gets finished cooking, because the bacon doesn't like that much. And I'm going to take some bacon pieces and put those right on the top. Just put that like that, because since we only have a half a slice left. All right, so I will bring you back in a minute and show you how we're going to finish this up. All right, so I have the meatloaf in the oven. Now it's going to take it probably about an hour to cook. And I thought while we're waiting, I would go ahead and get the salad going. Now, since we don't have any lettuce growing here, this is store-bought. And that's just fine. Kind of go through it and break it up a little bit. Make sure there's no pieces that I don't like the look of. There usually is. And as I said, if Papa wants some beans or something like that, that's one of the great things about having things on your pantry shelf that you could just pour into a pan and heat up. If it looks a little smoky in the house, it's because I've been cooking bacon in the oven. I hope the smoke alarm don't go off. Okay, so I have some cucumbers here that I peeled yesterday, and I'm going to use those so we can get those used up. Okay. I have a tomato that went bad, so that one's gone. That's what happens when you have so much produce coming in at one time. Now, I'll just fix this and put it in the refrigerator, and we'll have it the next 2 or 3 days. And that'll be a handy little side dish. We don't eat tons of salad, and I hardly ever grow lettuce here because it usually bolts before I can really harvest much off of it. Pull my tomato bowl up here. I say 2 or 3 tomato tomatoes that we need to use. Got some of these pretty yellow ones, so we'll use those up. I love these. I don't know what kind they are. They came back volunteer, but they're beautiful and they taste wonderful. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese in here. Everything's better with a little cheese, right? And I did cut up a little bit of bacon and put in there. Yeah, that's great. And I have some croutons over here. That's another thing you could do with the stale bread. You could make croutons. I've done that many, many times. These happen to be store-bought, but you could do that if you wanted to. Now I'm going to put the lid on this. Hope it stays, and just give it a good shake. And that looks good. And I'll bring you back when we get ready to plate this meal up, and you can see how it turned out. All right, so I've got the meatloaf in the oven and the salad done, and I decided that I would make a big batch or a medium-sized batch of biscuits, and then that way we would have some for tonight's meal, and we would have some for the rest of the week. So this is self-rising white lily flour. It's just the flour that I prefer. You use what you like. I'm going to use, let's see, 4 cups, and I'm going to get a cup out to put on my mat here. And then I'm just going to be using whipping cream. This makes the best biscuits, and I wanted to thank Tipper over at Celebrating Appalachia for this recipe. She is an amazing creator, and she is so knowledgeable, and I love this. This is my preferred way now to make biscuits. I would not have believed it had I not seen it. All right, so all we're going to do is we have our flour, about 4 cups, and I'm just going to add, that was about a cup, and I'm going to just stir this around, and you just keep adding it until it gets to the point that you feel like it's a manageable dough. We want it to be a wet, shaggy dough, a little more on the wet side, not real wet, but so we're up to about 2 cups of whipping cream now. Now we're just going to pour this wet dough out onto our silicone mat here. This is another great thing if you are kind of prepping for the week, is to go ahead and make up biscuits, and they will be good for several days, and you can just heat them up, or you can go ahead and make your breakfast sandwiches and then just wrap them in saran wrap and aluminum foil and put them in the freezer, and you will have them. All right. And we're going to fold it about 5 times. Until it forms a nice smooth dough. You see how it's coming together? You may have to fold it more times than that, but it'll be fine. The more times you fold it, the more layers you're going to get. And I'm going to push these down, and then I'm going to wash my hands and grab a skillet. We're going to see if they'll fit in this skillet. I got my cutter. Get a little lard or bacon grease. I have some bacon grease that I poured up this morning. There we go. All right. See how many biscuits we can get. You want to press straight down, trying not to twist. It's kind of For me anyway, it's kind of just a normal reaction to twist, but you really don't want to do that because that hinders the dough rising. My dough is kind of sticking to my mat here, so. Did you see me twist? Didn't mean to. Okay. We're going to put this all back together. Hopefully I can get, I know I can get 2 more, but and I'm just going to take these and roll them. My mom would have called these baby biscuits. So I always take the leftover dough and make baby biscuits with them. And I didn't put any grease in that pan. That pan is seasoned really well. I should have, but we're just going to let those do their thing. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the oven. The meatloaf is cooking well. It's going to be really good. So I think the salad and the meatloaf and some biscuits will be a really good meal for us here today. A quick, easy one. Let it dry, and then I'll put it back away. I hope you've enjoyed being in the kitchen with me today as we prepared what I would call a traditional meal. This time of year, it's hot here, so a salad or a slaw or something like that, a macaroni salad, potato salad, something like that would be served because it's cold. And we had the salad, so I thought we'd just go ahead and use that up. So we got a lot accomplished today. You'll be seeing it on a couple of different videos. But remember, Nana loves you. Nana's so proud of you. And you always have a friend here. I'll see you on the next one.